Hello, my resilient ones. Welcome to another episode, guys. I am Dawn Olivia, and guys. Tonight we are continuing the healing. Tonight we are going to talk about the anger that we don't talk about with something we don't say out loud enough, right? Grief isn't always quiet. Sometimes grief is loud. Sometimes grief is sharp. Sometimes grief is anger. And if we're honest, sometimes that anger is directed at people we love, at life, at ourselves, even at God. Today, we're talking about the anger we don't talk about. The anger that make us feel ashamed, unspiritual, or ungrateful. And I want to say this clearly from the beginning. Anger does not mean you lack faith. It means you are hurting. And guys, when I was writing this, and I had to take a pause because when I lost my son a year after that, my husband at the time, he got very angry, very nasty. And I really didn't know why. Because all I could see right now, all I could feel was pain, y'all. It was pain from losing my son in the manner that he was taken, upset with God, just hurting, and still trying to stay his daughter, still home. And I just wanted to be strong for mother well. And I really didn't understand at that time my husband's anger. He said some mean, hurtful thing. But right in this, pretty. Um, and this is what I'm thinking was part of anger, the grief. Was taught that anger is wrong, especially as believers, as people who supposed to be strong. We smile when we're wounded. We serve when we're exhausted. We say, I'm fine when we're breaking inside. But suppressed those in the body, it shows up as resentment. It turns into distance. It becomes bitterness if left it unattended. And here's the truth. Suppressing how you feel is not strength. It's self abandonment. Yes, there was sorrow. I, I was mad. I was mad at God, mad at myself, mad at my at the unfairness, finality, anger, silence that followed the chaos. And for a moment, I questioned myself. Should I be? Does this make me weak? I still believe in God. But grief does not come in matters. Love deeply. They arrive. And I had to learn something important. Feeling anger did not mean I love God less. It meant I was human. It meant if you read the Psalms, you will find something powerful. You will find honesty. Honest emotions from King David. David cried out. He questioned. He expressed. Psalm 62:8 says, pour out your hearts to him, for God is our refuge. Pour out, not filter, not sanitize, not edit. Pour out. God is not intimidated by our anger. He is not surprised by our questions. He is not offended by our honesty. He is a refuge, meaning he can hold what we bring. He is our safe haven, even while going through, even while grieving. So here's where we need to be real. Unprocessed anger doesn't just sit quietly, it leaks. It leaks into our relationship, it leaks into how we speak, it leaks into how we see ourselves. Sometimes we don't explode outwardly, we implode inwardly. We turn anger into self blame. We turn it into guilt. We turn it into, if only I had. And that is not healing. Ephesians 4:26 says, in your anger, do not sin. Notice, it does not say, do not be angry. It says, in your anger. Anger itself is not the sin, it's what we do with it. Again, anger itself is not the sin, it's what we do with it. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about that self love in the midst of anger. Loving yourself through healing means allowing emotional honesty without condemning yourself for it. It means saying, I feel this. I don't like this. This hurts. And instead of shaming yourself, sit with it. And you know what? Some of us shame us. And I believe that adds fuel to fire. So instead of all of that, pray through it, journal through it, breathe through it. Don't weaponize it and you don't bury it. You bring it into the light because light transforms what darkness distorts. God is our light. We stay rooted in His word and in us. It will help us bring everything. Okay? So I want you to pause for a moment and ask yourself, what emotion have I been able to admit because I thought it made me unfaithful or ungrateful? Is it anger, resentment, frustration, maybe disappointment? Now, imagine bringing that emotion to God, not polished, not pretty, just honest. And hear this, you are allowed to feel without condemning yourself. Again, you are allowed to feel without condemning yourself. Yeah. Yeah. That's loving on you. Anger is often grief with nowhere to go. It's love that lost its landing place. It's hope that didn't materialize. It's expectation colliding with reality. My God, my God. Jesus. And you understand that? You stop attacking yourself for feeling. You stop running away from what's in front of you. You begin asking, what is this anger protecting? What wound is underneath it? What needs attention instead of judgment? This, my resilient ones, is emotional maturity. This is spiritual depth. This is resilience. Let's deal with our anger, y'all. Let's be honest with ourselves. so we could be present, so we could love our loved ones. Here's what I want you to do after this episode. So get some paper, get a pen, or get your pad, your phone. Write this down. Write down emotion you've been avoiding. Bring it before God in prayer without editing it. Be real. Be honest. Refuse to shame yourself for being human. Again, number one, write emotion you've been avoiding. Number two, bring it before God in prayer. Be honest. And number three, refuse to shame yourself for being human. My resilient ones, if this episode resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who has been silently carrying emotions they don't know how to name. Healing doesn't happen in isolation. It happens in honesty. If you're ready to go deeper in this healing journey, tap into the resilience community. We're on Facebook, on YouTube. And I invite you to just sit these reflections intentionally this week. Don't just listen, practice. Take what you heard here and use it. Because I want you to start healing. I want you to be whole. I want you to live. I want you to be resilient. So you are not less spiritual because you feel deeply. You are not broken because you're angry. You're angry. You're grieving. You are healing. You are human. God is still near. God still. This illness, where healing meets faith and resilience begins within. Until next time, my resilient ones, stay well, stay safe, and always stay resilient. I love you guys.